And there we are, the glorious day that marked the end of...
Doctor, this doesn't look like I described it.
Believe me, that's not a surprising occurrence.
Oh, this can't be right. Hold on here a minute, I won't go far.
Sorry about this. It's not a very good start for your first trip, is it?
At least there's no travel sickness to worry about.
I'm still surprised you changed your mind after turning down the offer twice.
Well, I thought I'd better see the sort of things you two get up on these trips. Couldn't exactly change my mind once he's set that TARDIS going anyway. Starting to think he just sets it all to random and hopes for the best.
No, not this time. He saves the randomizer switch for Mystery Mondays.
Hang on, what?
Only joking. Conclusion?
I don't think this is where we aimed for.
I knew it. 8 times in the last month. Can you please take TARDIS driving lessons or something?
So you're saying this isn't even America? This isn't 1865? And this isn't the site of the last battle in the American Civil War?
I'm pretty certain it's 1865. Just might have got the spatial coordinates a little out. Maybe a couple of solar systems, but no more than that.
You really think we're on another planet then?
Well, look around. Does this look anything like Earth?
Well, how will we know? With all the fog around, you can barely see more than a few metres ahead. And this green tint over everything doesn't look very inviting either.
This looks exactly like a nuclear wasteland even.
Ah, bundle of joy you two are.
What's that noise?
It's coming from over that way.
Oh look, the wind's blowing some of the fog away.
What's that? That dark shape in the distance. Is it a vehicle of some kind?
Wait a minute.
You do know what it is?
Possibly.
Doctor, that looks like some sort of army convoy.
Oh my god, first class Kahler heavy assault artillery.
Artillery?
Get down!
What was that?
A different machine's coming from the other direction.
That side has lasers.
Where's the doctor?
Over there, he's not moving. Where did those ships come from?
They must have used fog as cover.
A clear victory. Hilton here. After battle report from service, use of energy weapons has successfully annihilated Kahler war machines, all scrapping now. No signs of enemy survivors at current time. Huh? Wait a minute.
Hello?
Found 2 humanoid survivors, minimal damage apparent.
Come on, Lewis. Up you get.
I'm okay. Ears ring a little bit though.
Not surprised. Our whole convoy of assault things blew up less than 100 metres away.
State your names, ranks, and affiliations quickly.
What? Who are you?
Division Leader Hilton, Jelonian Military. I repeat, state your names, ranks, and affiliations.
I'm Alice and this is Lewis. We don't have any rank or affiliations. None you'd recognise anyway.
Impossible. You must have some rank or affiliation. Everyone has some level of military value, and you're either on our side or the enemy's.
We're enemies? Oh, of course he puts us down in the middle of a war zone. Why wouldn't he?
Well, you clearly aren't Delonian or Kahler. If the Kahler are recruiting off-world assistance, we could be in trouble.
Look, whoever or whatever you are, we don't know what you're talking about.
What was that?
We've detected enemy reinforcements approaching.
More of those artillery convoys?
Yes, we're returning to the main base. You two are coming with us, no questions.
For the doctor.
No questions means no questions. Move it.
So what do you normally do in a situation like this?
I find doing as they say is the best way not to get shot. One positive is that ship looks fun to ride in. Just stick with me.
How the hell did they cause this? What have we here? Alive? Huh? We have a life form over here.
What do you mean, a life form, Hix?
See for yourself. He isn't Kahler, that's for sure.
I see, and he certainly isn't a Dulonian, even though self-centered gremlins wouldn't dress in such garish blue garments.
What's he doing out here in the middle of a war zone?
My bet's on the Dulonians, hiring off-world agents. Better take him back to base. They'll want to interrogate, especially after such a shambolic defeat here.
Okay, you get him in the APC while I report to command.
Oh, great. Heavy lifting again.
Commander Base, this is Kahler Hix on APC Scout Shift. Kahler and I were scouting the aftermath of the Zone 5 battle when we found an alien survivor. Beck thinks the enemy are hiring off-worlders, which explains his presence. All the same though, we're bringing him back for interrogation. ETA 10 minutes. Kahler Hix out.
Okay, should be arriving in 6 minutes. I'm setting the ship to autopilot. I need to go to the engine cabin and swap out a new fuel converter for the backup drive. I'd stay sat down if I were you two. Auto defenses are set to vaporize any unauthorized movement outside the circle you're in.
Thanks for the warning.
Don't suppose you know how to pilot one of these?
Even if I did, we can't get to the controls. According to Hilton, if we step outside that circle, we'll be vaporized.
Not worth testing, I suppose. But how are we going to get back to the TARDIS and the Doctor?
Knowing the Doctor will come and rescue us. Although that doesn't mean we can try escaping ourselves. When we get to this base, I mean.
Seems there's not much we can do until then.
Might be worth finding out what we can about what's going on here in the meantime. I mean, first chance we get, let's play 20 questions with Hilton.
Speaking of Hilton, what is he? You ever seen a five-eyed alien with lilac-coloured skin?
Not until today. He still looks more appealing than a giant snake or an eyeball attached to several huge tentacles, though.
Are you making those things up?
I don't think I need to answer that.
Looks like the passenger's waking up.
If he gives us trouble, better sedate him until we arrive.
What? Huh? Where am I?
En route to Kahler Field, Base Troll 1. I suggest you stay in the back if you don't want to force sedation.
En route? What happened? Where are Alice and Lewis?
We have no idea who you're talking about. When we found you, it was just you alone in the sand.
No, they should be with me. We're meant to stick together.
That's close enough.
What happened to them? Did you see them?
We only found you. We had reports of a Dulonian scout party leaving the battlefield shortly before we arrived. If you had people with you, they may have been taken by the scouts.
That still doesn't explain how you came to be in the middle of a battle in the first place without any weapons or apparent skill.
I think I'd rather focus on the more pressing issue of finding my friends, thank you.
Well, you'll have to wait. For all we know, you could be an agent for the Dulonians. You'll have to pass through interrogation first before looking for anything.
Who are you two anyway?
Kahler and Kahler Hix. 2nd tier troops, 3rd tier operations.
As I thought, I've gone and dumped us down in the Kahler War. Always meant to read up on it, and now procrastination rears up to bite me in the backside.
Keep talking like that, and you'll end up in the psychiatric ward with the shell-shocked troops.
Well, if you won't let me go, then at least you can do is give me a rundown of the situation.
All you need to know right now is there's a war on. Kahler versus Dulonians. No more than glorified lower-class rebels, if you ask me. But they are kicking up enough trouble to make war necessary.
Well, what's this war being fought over anyway? What are the reasons for it?
The Dulonians have some mad idea about equal rights on this planet. They resent our race for being the privileged one, so they started a war to make us acknowledge them more. They must be idiots, all the way to the top if they think that was a good idea.
They even want to rename the planet, for God's sake.
What to?
Something that better encompasses both our species, or something like that anyway.
I honestly can't believe the sheer narcissism of that lot. Just because the planet is named after Kahler, it doesn't mean we think we own the place, does it?
Although, we have had considerably more success with technological breakthroughs than them.
If you ask me, someone should have seen their rebellious streak coming and stamped it out years ago. But instead they let the Dulonians develop into over-ambitious, self-centered troublemakers. And now we are left to clear it all up.
No, you wouldn't want a species getting too full of itself now, would you?
Okay, we're about to arrive. I'll thank you for not giving me any trouble on the journey here at least.
Not like we would have had any chance to.
Once we enter the base, you'll be sent through basic security and threat scanning. After that, you'll be subjected to a brainwave analyzer to ascertain your true motivations. There can be no lying, just as there can be no guilt determined from true innocence.
Sounds like a mind probe. What a cliche.
If you really are, as you claim, not part of this war or agents for the Kahler, the equipment will tell us and you'll be treated accordingly. Although in the middle of war, the Dulonians pride themselves on not harming innocent civilians where possible.
You'd let us go if this mind probe said we're clear.
Given the circumstances, I don't think we'd let you go straight away. But we wouldn't hurt to execute you for any reason while you're at the base. And that's only if the machine finds you truly innocent, however.
Okay, we get the idea. Does this brain scanner thing hurt at all?
Lucky for you, it doesn't hurt a bit. That's sometimes a disappointment when you have real enemies to use it on, though. I hope we won't have one such disappointment later on. Smooth landing. That upgraded autopilot works wonders.
So we'll be put through this security process immediately?
That's regulation. You can get up and leave that circle now. I've turned off the auto defenses.
Well, at worst, this seems like a minor inconvenience, rather than dangerous.
Don't be too sure, things could always go 6 feet under. Remember, stick together.
Okay, credit where credit's due. This is impressive. Well, this warehouse or workshop or whatever you call it must be 1,000 meters high.
We didn't bring you here to marvel at the convoy machines being built. Follow us. And keep in mind, everyone here is armed and alert.
Oh yes, how could I forget?
This way.
Can I ask where you're taking me?
Central Security. We'll hand you over to Security Chief Raj and he'll decide what to do with you.
Kahler Raj is usually nice enough, unless there's a lot of stress going on. We're in the middle of a war, so that might make him grouchy. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Beck, but I just can't seem to warm to your sense of humour.
Like I care, I doubt you'll be around for long to hear more of it.
Here we are. Big iron doors at the end of the corridor. This is where the water really begins to boil for you.
I don't know. Could have been espionage, I suppose. What is it, Hix? You and Beck brought me a friend, have you?
Alien prisoner, sir. Captured out in Zone 5 after the recent battle. Suspected of potential Delonian employment. We brought him here for you to take care of.
Has he given a name, false or otherwise?
Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. Call me the Doctor.
It'll do for now. Names usually don't take long to uncover under interrogation.
If it's all right, Sir Hix and I will leave this doctor with you. We have patrols to be on in a few minutes.
Yes, you two run along and shoot people or whatever it is they have you doing now. When this war started, they'd have soldiers firing their guns from dawn until dusk. Now they might as well be organizing water fights for children.
Out of interest, when did this war start?
Hix said you were alien, but I thought you'd at least know that.
Just tell me, please.
Oh, it must be just over 9 years now since the start of it all.
9 years? It's nearly over then. The war lasted 9 years, but that means...
So, they think you're an alien agent for the Gelonians.
I can assure you I'm not. I don't even know who the Gelonians are. My friends and I just made a mistake and got caught up in a battle in that desert. Come to think of it, how did the desert come to look like a nuclear wasteland?
Because it is. The first year of the war was nasty. Both sides using nuclear weapons. Zone 5 had it easy. Used to see the areas that got hit harder, like Gabrion. A lot of our soldiers were refugees from there originally. 1,000 years they think it will be before the city becomes habitable again.
You'd have to tell me about the horrors of nuclear war. I've seen more than my fair share.
I think we should get down to business. I'm Raj, the security chief. I'm also the chief interrogator when the need arises.
I hope you're not going to be one of those people who treads a fine line between interrogator and torturer.
You've been handed over to me because military command wants to know if you're a threat to the Kahler. My superiors grant me permission to gain information by any means necessary.
And I can see you're stood by this room's only door. You know, I don't feel particularly safe right now. I hate being right.
Sit down, Doctor.
Is it okay if I just stand?
I'm afraid not.
Well, I sat in worse at least. What's that you've just taken out of the toy cabinet?
Far from a toy. It's a brainwave analyzer. You may already know, but the Gelonians appear to have stolen plans for our new energy weapons. It's been a top-secret security concern for weeks now. But we have been able to acquire something of theirs in return.
Hardly seems sporting, does it? Both sides stealing each other's things?
There is one problem, however.
Ow, you know, I don't think this is my size. My head's a bit big.
Our intel tells us the Gelonians have developed a painless model of this device. If that's true, they can sift around the living mind and see whatever they want without the subject even knowing it.
I think they noticed having a big sci-fi helmet jammed on their head.
We only have the early schematics. The ones that do, unfortunately, cause a great deal of pain for the subject when used. Although I wonder, if the device's purpose is to extract information from prisoners of war, then why make it painless at all?
Basic decency?
No room for that in war, I'm afraid. Time to begin the interrogation.
Well, that wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
Just like airport security, really. Only with more sciencey scanners.
I suppose these are the mind probe things Hilton were talking about.
Could have fooled me into thinking they were hairstyling machines.
Could you please take a seat so the brainwave analysis can begin?
That must be a one-way mirror. We're being watched.
Better do as the voice says. Now what? Ow! The helmet's a bit tight, isn't it?
The procedure will begin in 2 minutes. You will be under electronic visual surveillance until then.
What, they can keep us waiting?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was part of the interrogation. Maybe they're trying to unnerve us beforehand, make us easier to interrogate. Hey, I just had a thought. What if these probes want to find out how we got here?
Do you think they might?
Well, these people seem to think we're some kind of agents from another planet working for their enemies. They'll probably try and see our transport in our minds.
Is that bad?
What if they find out about the TARDIS? It's still out in that wasteland and we don't know if the Doctor is with it or not.
If he isn't then they can go out and take it.
Well, exactly. I wouldn't trust any of these people with a time-space machine. And what if they tamper with it accidentally, send it halfway across the universe and 300 years into the future or something? We'd all be stuck here then.
But these machines are supposed to get inside our heads and see our thoughts. How do we hide the TARDIS from that?
Well, let's think of something else. Something less suspicious than a small wooden box.
I know, if the probe asks anything about the TARDIS, just imagine Thunderbird 2.
Which one's that?
The big green one!
Oh, I remember.
At least that looks like an actual spaceship and not just a police box. They must think nothing of it and know it then.
Oh, I hope so.
All right. The interrogation procedure will begin now. You will not feel any pain or discomfort while undergoing brainwave analysis. Once the procedure is complete, you will wait to be escorted by a member of personnel. I will activate the machines now.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, that seems to be everything we need.
Is that all the proof that you need of my innocence?
Yes. Seems you're not a Jelonian agent after all. Shame, really. Morale is always boosted when the firing squad gets something to do. Although I don't suppose you'd appreciate it the same way.
Would it be too much to ask if I can go now?
It's the middle of a war. We can't just let you stroll out of the base and into the wasteland. Anyway, since you claim to be a doctor, I think our science division will want to meet you.
I hope you're not suggesting that I help you lot.
That isn't up for me to decide. Hix, it's Raj here. I finished interrogating the doctor. Turns out he's nothing to do with the Jelonians after all.
I guess that's good news. Do you want me to take him to the cell block until Command decides what to do with him?
Where's General Yule?
With Kahler Sir in the science block.
In that case, I want you to take the doctor to meet them. Perhaps he could help Professor Sir with the issues he's been having regarding the newest weapons program.
Very well, sir. I'll be there swiftly.
Now what makes you think you can force me to help you make weapons?
Because if you don't, I expect you'll find yourself on the receiving end of one.
I can feel it searching for information about the TARDIS.
Okay, Thunderbird 2, remember?
Yeah. And that's it. They've moved on.
I think it's stopping.
That concludes the brainwave analysis interrogation. Powering down machines.
Okay, so far so good.
We advise you not to resist as we escort you to the holding cell.
Hilton? Is our interrogation completely over then?
Your part is just need time to analyze the results of the brainwave scan.
Until then, we get to stay cooped up in a prison cell. It could have been worse, I guess.
Nope. I'm at a loss, General. I just can't find a way to successfully integrate the combat computers with the subject's brainwaves.
You're going to have to, Sewer. These subjects could be our only hope of crushing the Julonians once and for all.
I've tried, but it just isn't working.
You're our most experienced scientist. You'll make it work, and that's an order.
General Yule, sir.
Kahler Hix. I presume this is the alien prisoner I heard about?
Yes, sir. Kahler Raj suggested that he could be of use to Professor Sir and his work on the advanced soldiers.
I see. I am Kahler General Yule. I hope it is obvious that I command this operation. I don't like having to educate people around here.
Believe me, there's no doubt about your possession in my mind, General.
What name did you give to Raj, prisoner?
Same name I give to everyone, just call me the Doctor.
As in a scientist? Maybe you could help Sewer after all.
Who said I needed help?
The fact that you've made no progress in the last week, Professor.
Well, I'm sure it's just a matter of sorting out a few technical issues.
Nevertheless, I want this doctor to work with you on the program. His mind scan showed he's not a threat, so let him prove his title by solving your technical issues.
Sir, if there's nothing else, I do have duties to attend to.
On your way, Hix. I can handle the prisoner from here.
Yes, sir.
And what if I don't want to be part of your death machine manufacturing team?
You'll do as you're told under orders from the Kahler military. Refusal to comply will result in execution.
But General Yule...
You waste our time by turning up in that wasteland. You can very well pay us back. Understand?
Yes, General.
Good. I'll leave you with Professor Sewer since I have matters to attend to over in the intelligence department. It seems the Julonians have also captured 2 aliens like yourself, if our spies are to be believed.
What? Well, those must be my friends. Can you send someone in to get them out?
That's no concern of mine. We're preparing to mount an attack on their base, wipe out every last one of them. That'll put a dent in their main force across the country.
General Yule, you can't seriously expect me to abandon my friends in the middle of this attack of yours.
You have only one purpose, and that is to help Sewer complete the new soldier program as soon as possible. Now get on with it!
9 years of war. It brings out the brutal determination in most of us.
How long will it take Yule and his men to arrange this attack?
Oh, they're very efficient. They'll be ready to go in about half an hour.
Well, that's all. Well, that's not good.
It doesn't matter, since you won't be going anywhere until we've got the technical issues fixed for these soldiers.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to like this, but you better show me what you're working on and what the problems are.
The subjects are through here. Follow me.
I don't suppose you know when we can expect to be set free.
Not until the report comes through on your brain scans. Best get comfortable since this sort of thing isn't exactly a high priority right now. Battles over bureaucracy and all that. Maybe waiting some time.
But we don't have any time to be waiting.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do for you.
You could turn a blind eye. You could let us slip out quietly and you'll never see us again. Surely one small favour is a big war like this isn't too much to ask.
I can't do that.
You really can't bend the rules just a little to help us.
I can tell you've never been in a war. It isn't as easy to bend the rules as you seem to think. Even if you get away with the initial action, there's still the consequences to consider.
You said yourself we aren't considered a priority. I doubt no one would notice.
Really? 4 years ago I thought the same. Thought one little pity favour would be fine. I secretly released a Kahler prisoner from an outpost in the northern zone. Couldn't have been more than a teenager with no evidence to suggest she was military. 2 days later, I get word back in the south that a Kahler assault squad had wiped out the entire outpost. 30 men and women of our army executed on sight, turned the whole place into a crimson graveyard. All because of one young recruit who told the Kahler the outpost location. The young prisoner I let slip.
But you know we're harmless. Your machines told you so.
You could still get captured by the Kahler stumbling around outside. I can't risk it. I was lucky to not have been found out before. To put it bluntly, there are more important things at stake right now than your freedom.
Were you always so callous, Hilton?
Before this war, I was working to become a literary artist. I always had an admiration for the way words could be put together to create a timeless meaning.
Wait, you were a poet?
But seeing all of this for so long has killed any creative spark I had left. 9 years where every waking moment is dedicated to fighting, and you wonder why I'm callous. You'll wait here until a decision is made what to do with you.
So much for that idea.
Why couldn't we accidentally land in the middle of Las Vegas or something?
Here is what we're working on, Doctor. A new elite form of soldier.
No, anything but this.
These men have all been cybernetically augmented to make them the most efficient warriors on all of Kahler. Or at least they will be once we fix the computer issues. Our top scientist is skilled in cybernetics, but seem to struggle where programming is concerned.
Look, sir, I cannot be involved in this. I just can't.
The General doesn't seem to be giving you any choice. Now, just give me a couple minutes and I'll boot up the battle programs we're having trouble with.
I can't be involved in this travesty, surely.
Is that a rhetorical question?
Oh, you're conscious. Ugh, I'm so sorry for what they've done to you, to all of you. This war got so desperate that Kahler resorted to turning their own kind into monsters just to end it.
Monsters? We are the saviors of the Kahler. We will bring victory upon our race.
Yes, and I know what happens once all that's said and done. Although I wonder if it's a victory worth the cost.
I am proud to serve the Kahler military elite force.
Do you remember your name before you became this?
My old name is not important. The only thing that matters is the war effort.
But please tell me, do you remember your name?
My name was Kahler Trax. I had a partner before.
Well, tell me about your partner. Tell me about the life before this hell happened.
She was killed in an attack during the first stages of the war. This is my way of vengeance, for her and for my people.
Okay, Doctor, here's what we need your help for.
I'm sorry, Trax. So what's this?
The soldiers are fully functional, but we can't get the battle computers in their brains to work properly. Some tricky programming complications, I suspect, but there's the coding that's causing the issues.
I can probably make this work. Shouldn't take much time at all, really.
Good. You'd best get on with it immediately. The General likes to see results.
Alright, I'll do it, but let it be known that it's under major protest. If I had a choice, this whole operation would never have gotten off the ground in the first place. Now just shut up and let me concentrate.
Beck, is everything ready for the assault on the Gelonian base?
Yes, General, we're about to move out.
Good. Make it quick. There's no time to waste.
Okay, now just implement the targeting algorithm from the old code.
So the targeting algorithm was fine, but the General subroutines were incompatible with the operating system.
Amongst other things. I hate to say this, but these changes should mean your cyborg soldiers are ready for battle.
Good. I'll copy the code and upload it into each of the soldiers' brain implants. 10 minutes and the General will be the happiest he's been since that Delonian outpost was wiped out.
Can't believe I had to do that.
No chance of getting us through that. It's solid metal.
We can't stay stuck in here for however long.
Don't worry. If there's one thing we can count on, it's that the Doctor wouldn't leave us behind. If we can't get out by ourselves, then we'll have to rely on him.
And what if something happens to him?
What was that?
It sounded like an explosion. Now gunfire. What's going on?
I don't suppose it could just be target practice. Get down!
What's going on?
Well, I'm no military genius, but I think it's pretty obvious the base is under attack.
This day gets better and better. Where are you going?
Well, I don't know who these people are fighting, but while they're all busy shooting each other, we have a chance to escape.
Are you sure about this?
They blew a big hole in the wall. I'm not passing up a chance like this.
Fine. Any ideas on where to go?
Anywhere away from here.
They're ready. Great. I'll inform General Yule and have them sent off.
I've got to get out of here soon.
Hello, is General Yule there? Ah, General. Great news. The elite soldiers are ready for battle.
About time.
Shall I have them sent to the deployment wing?
Yes, at once. As soon as we're done here, we'll send them out on the next assault with the regular troops.
Yes, sir. How's the attack on the Delonian base going?
A resounding success. They're all dropping like flies. At this rate, we'll have them all dead within the hour. Now I must sign off. Thank you for the good news, sir. General Yule out.
Out, sir.
Not good, no time to waste. For Alice and Lewis's sake. Well, your elite army's going out for the first battle, are they? I'm sure they'll be a roaring success. All unethical, of course, though.
You're all to go to the troop deployment wing and await assignment.
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope you're all proud of yourselves.
We'll be even more proud once these things win us the war. I just know they're the solution.
Yes, quite. Tell me, is the troop deployment wing en route to the convoy warehouse they brought me in by?
Not really. Once you get past central security, the complex splits and deployment is in the opposite direction to the warehouse.
I see. Well, I'm sorry about this, sir, but I'm really running out of time here and I must get going.
What?
Sweet dreams, Professor. I'm out of here.
This must be the shuttle bay for those ships, like the one Hilton brought us in on.
Do you think we could use one of them to escape?
It'll be a lot quicker than going on foot, and let's hope they have a manual on board.
Okay, that looks like the right corridor.
Alert! Escaped prisoner in the facility. All personnel are authorized to shoot on sight.
Alright, I know when I'm no longer welcome. Oh well, fancy seeing you here.
Escaped prisoner identified. Prepare to eliminate.
Nope, see ya.
Pursuing prisoner.
Empty. Good.
Something tells me there's no instruction manual for this thing.
Looks like we'll have to figure it out on our own. First of all is to find the on button.
What about this one?
Lucky guess. The rest of it looks fairly straightforward at least. Just push and pull these things to move around and whatever all these knobs and switches do. Well, let's see how it goes.
I'm sure they won't miss one of their APC trucks for a short while. Oh well, okay, that's my cue to leave, I think.
The alien prisoner's escaping. Stop him!
Battlefield suggestion. Assign squads to pursue and destroy the prisoner.
And that's what we'll do. You men, with me.
Please say I'm not too late. Huh? Oh, as expected, they're coming after me. Although that's a lot more than I thought they'd send. Blimey, they sent half the bloody army after me.
I think I'm getting the hang of this. What's that? I think it was that screen over there.
According to this, there's more ships about fast behind us. Do you think it's a Delonian or their enemies?
Either way, we don't want them catching up. We just need to head straight to where the TARDIS is parked.
I don't want to worry you, but I just think we just ran out of fuel.
What?
Well, that's what the screen says.
Blasted bloody screen.
Please tell me the engine's cutting out.
Oh great, we're crashing.
What was that? is that the crash up ahead? You know, it'd be great if I had someone here to bounce conversation off of. Okay, let's go check it out. It's by the TARDIS anyway.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
What's that?
Looks like an army truck of some kind.
Hey, you two!
It's the doctor! Come on!
Where have you two been?
No time to explain. We have some ships after us, and they're coming for us fast.
Yeah, pretty much the same on my end. I seem to have accidentally pissed off the whole Kahler military, and now they're out for my blood.
And those things?
Cyborg elite soldiers. Double deadly. Quick, back in the TARDIS.
Execution order engaged.
Look out!
In quick!
That's a little too close.
I think maybe we should do research before going anywhere from now on. See if there's a war or a plague or a black hole invasion going on or something.
Sorry. That was a horrible war I never wanted to get caught up in. What happened to you two anyway?
It seems we were captured by the other side than the ones that took you. They treat us fairly well though.
They just used a mind probe on us and locked us in a cell.
Although it got a bit touch and go once the other guys started attacking and we escaped during the confusion.
Well, I won't ask how you managed it, but good job on getting back to the TARDIS though.
What about you?
I think I drew the short straw there. They weren't kind to me at all. Still, I've dealt with worse.
Seem to know about this war. What happens to them?
Well, I met some stragglers once, survivors of the war. From the point that we just left, the war will be over within a week. Those cyborg warriors will see to that. Sure, we don't want to dwell on it though. We never should have gotten involved in the first place. So, the choices for the next trip: the Crystal Cliffs of Chagral or the Vegas-inspired metropolitan capital of the Cartwheel Galaxy.
Is this how most trips work for you?
Yep, we don't tend to linger for long before heading somewhere else.
You know, I just remembered there's a guy on Usanral Street that I promised to help with some medical research. Ooh, I've kept him waiting a while.
What did you do? Say you'd help? Take off somewhere then forget?
Rather embarrassing, really. In my defence, I was rather preoccupied at the time. Had to be on the lookout for the Black Guardian, you see. Maybe if I dig out an old cricket jumper and some celery, you won't notice the difference. Don't have the coat anymore, though. Well, Vegas-inspired metropolitan capital of the Cartwheel Galaxy it is then.
So this is how we are treated after all we've sacrificed for them. We gave up everything to become their ultimate weapon, and in return they order us to be put to death like a dying animal. I know you're out there. I know you can hear me. You think you dispose of us all, but I, Kahler Tech, remain to avenge my fellow soldiers. All of you, who made us monsters, fled like the cowards you really are. But your running will only save you for so long. I will hunt each and every one of you down. You will all pay for what you've done, and I will not rest until every single one of you responsible has met the fate you deserve. Make peace with your gods, for you will all meet them in due time.